Hi, I'm Rhonda Huff from Huff Creations Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm here to do another card for you, or with you tonight. Again, I'm using a Whale of a Time Sweet and another couple of pieces of DSP, and I'm going to make two cards, so I think we better get going. I'll just turn the camera around. Well, here are the two pieces of DSP that I've decided to use just to give a different look and different. I suppose there's less we have to stamp on this one, so a different perspective, I suppose. It's not going to be my last card though. Okay, now I'll just cut these. That's with Whale of a Time, of course. There's so much beautiful DSP. I might move on to others, but I will come back. Now that's cut down to 10 centimeters by 14.4. And while I've got my paper trimmer down, might as well do this one at the same time. Now, the way I'm actually choosing which corner to trim is with the least obvious decorations that I actually prefer. It's only a small little bit, but it'd go right up close to that little seashell. So, and that's basically the foundation of my card. Now I did forget to get out. Great. This is where my camera will wobble a bit. I apologise in advance because I forgot to get two colours out for my little extras I thought of. Okay, I think we're all good. Now, I'll do the lighter one first. I thought, as with the main stamp set, there is little fish, but there's no fish on these papers, so why not add them? Now, where's my little fish net? Okay, now this is smoky slate I'm using. You could use any colour, I suppose, and I'll have to check that camera again in a minute. And just straight onto the DSP, I think, as if they're swimming among the reeds. I suppose you could cut them on plain and make them stick out a bit, but my intention is to have them blending in. Ooh, might have a little one up high up here. I think that's plenty. We don't want to overdo it. We'll be adding elements. So that was smoky slate on the lighter coloured one. I'm just going to check the camera. Beautiful. And I'm going to use basic grey on the slightly darker coloured piece of cardstock. DSP. And I didn't clean it, no, because I've used the lighter grey on the stamp first. These fishes are going to want to swim over the crabbos. Therefore, it should not affect the stamp. However, if I was to do the dark on the light grey, it is more likely to, as it could stain it. Being both grey, it probably wouldn't actually hurt it, but hey, nothing like just plain safe, being in that habit. Oh good, I just rinsed this. I actually gave it a bit of a hand soapy wash, just as I said, hand wash. So you might have seen it last time and it was a lot darker. I'm yet to put it through the washing machine, even though I kept saying I will. It's just a matter of remembering. Okay. Keeping the stamps clean. Now I also have, for the other elements that I want to do, some plain paper here. Now I'll get out all the colours. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Granny Apple Green, Seaside Spray. In fact, these ones, these four here are actually all colours that say they match with the DSP and the set. There are some more, being, I believe it's Shaded Spruce. I can't recall if it's Garden Green, but it may well be looking at the greens. And I do know there is Pretty Peacock, so that might be why it's not. I know there's Pool Party, Balmy Blue, and I've got a feeling there's Coastal Cabana as well. Okay, however, I'm using Seaside Spray and Misty Moonlight as well. It doesn't really matter. They're just what's on. Just a guideline. Actually, they'll stick better that way. Now, what shall I do? Oh, look, we got this one here. We'll do the jellyfish first. Now, I'm just going to stamp 2 of these elements each. One for each card base. I may not use them, but it's better than having to go back and do it again, in my opinion. I really do like the jellyfish in the Seaside Spray. Hey look, that one didn't really come out very well, did it? I smudged it. Yeah, I think it's got a bit more ink on it then. No, it's looking better. Okay. Need to keep this here so I keep remembering to do it. It's just out of the picture, but it's still there. Right, next I've picked up Misty Moonlight. As you can see, there's a bit of excess ink in these being new stamps. So, here we go. I'm going to stamp off with these ones. Being left-handed, I'll do it on that side. Just a slight stamp off. Takes a lot of the excess. Oh, look, see? Takes a lot of the excess ink off, but there's also getting a bit patchy. Oh no, that's a light patch. It's obviously supposed to be because that didn't take ink. There we go. Right, now that's even. Takes off excess ink, and there you can see the tones of the whale. How the stamp itself has actual, you can possibly see there is textures to it. And with that has the texture showing. It's actually a good point to show it while it's dirty. You can actually really see the texture stand out. So, one whale in Misty Moonlight, and I was worried I'd forget to change them, so I haven't. Because I like both of the blues. Over this side. Now this is Pacific Point. I'll just do a quick one. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, down the bottom. And that was to get it further away, so when I do punch out. Now you can see texture differently in that one. Doesn't matter. All whales are different. Okay. Okay. Next, I've got this, so I'll grab. Now this is a bit of coral. I'm not sure. I know this one's got corals. I'm not sure if I was have actually decided to use it on that one. And by that I mean, okay, it does need a bit of a stamp on. I'll see where it goes when I'm ready. Now, that's an old colour, and I've barely used it, so it is still quite full. I think I could see where I'd actually moved the ink around on that one for the previous time I had used it. And as I didn't quite, yes, I wiped that, I didn't press it, yep. With the sponge, you're better pressing it because it gets into the crevices if any ink gathers. And that is what I noticed I didn't do. And I really haven't left room for my, oh yeah, I have. I'll fit it in. Turtles. Good Stampin' Up. That's not bunching too much. Actually, I think I'll turn this sideways. I possibly am leaving it, oh lovely, a little extra room around them than I need. And now that one I've padded a bit more. However, I think, yeah, that's safe than sorry. I may not use all of these, as I have said. However, I do plan, I can keep them for other cards that I may make. Because as you can see with this one, there is not a lot of room up here, so I probably will not be putting all of them there. And lastly, Bumblebee, and I've pretty well filled that page. Oh, actually there is a couple of spots because the seahorse is so tiny and I have to hand cut these. I can probably wiggle in enough seahorses. Oh, this will probably be Stampin' Up off too, but this end is actually slightly under, less inked, I should say, not under inked. There we go. Yep. And habit being, I just stamped that plenty of times, and possibly a bit too many times. Just I'm looking for bubbles, and it does bubble a bit sometimes when it's heavy. And you can see the difference then because I didn't stamp that one up. I might actually go straight on to the next one and see how that looks. Now see, that is a bit light. There we go. So that should be plenty. Okay. And with the sponge, if you don't put too much water on it, it is very convenient to not leave the stamps wet. Which is quite handy. You don't have to worry about drying them or wiping them with something else. Kitty doo kitty. Now, I'll show you what I meant about that. Needing the space for the punch, and hopefully I have spaced it far enough. If not, oh look, nicely done. And we will line it up. We don't use it that way because we can't see. We line it up this way. Squeeze them. And something I hadn't actually noticed last time, that is a little blowhole. You might think, oh no, the ink's missed. No, it's actually the blowhole for the whale they've gone to. So that's such detail. And as that has actually soaked in, it is looking good. More even on this colour. Oh, but look, I stopped up the coral. Oh. this one, I'm not going to risk the turtle. Because I'm a big fan of turtles. The coral does actually have room to restamp and put next to, on the other side. I would flip it over first and put it around the closer to the turtle. That's right, that's what I've got to do. Cut through here. It just gives the punch room to move. And I haven't left enough room for my fingers to fiddle. Oh, there is a bit on this side, however, but being left-handed, I couldn't do it much on the right hand side. And this makes me jump. Well, at least the tweezers actually helped me pull it out. Ooh, the tail, I almost missed. Hope my head's not too much into it. And there I go, moved again. There we go. And I'm just checking that the tail wasn't. Notice that the tail wasn't quite centered. There we go. Bunch. There we go. Our 2 rails. And our rubbish paper. Right. Now, I'm not fussed about restamping that right now because as all of those have to be hand cut anyway, with the magic of television. Okay, video. I have actually pre-prepared some because I think that would just take too long to hand cut out on camera. And also, the other thing is, I made these and stuck these to card bases. You see the fish are still stamped on there. Colour I have used for this one is Shaded Spruce. And I haven't done anything else. I've just stuck it on. Just because I wanted to make sure it was dry. So if I had to manoeuvre anything, there wasn't wet glue under it. I really hope that doesn't become unnecessary either. But, and now you can see with this one, I've done it even a little bit more patchier, but whales always have barnacles and bits and pieces on them. So it never really matters, I don't think. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I will put whale on this one. Although I did stamp a slightly lighter colour, being a slightly lighter green on it. Blue, green. I think it's a bit of a pool party colour, that one. Not sure, because there's no real green in it. That colour. I don't think soft sea foam's that bluish. So, definitely want to put seahorses. I might try the coral first, because we've got a big coral here, a glimpse of coral there. I might put one, I'm just looking at where I've stamped the fish at the moment. Right in the middle. Actually, that's looking good. And I have also used our Stampin' Up foam strips on the back of these. Now, I like to try, and how far have I got that there? Just looking at where it is, placement wise, so I can pop the tail under, and it looks like it's hanging on. I don't think it matters if it doesn't. In fact, with the placement, I'm wondering if I should make it a little bit. See, I moved it and it didn't move. And it doesn't really make a difference if it's a bit higher. Maybe I should choose. Oh no, stuff there, stay in there. I was just thinking, should I decide where I'm going to put the turtle first? Not happening now. I was hoping to put the jellyfish in too, because I like the jellyfish. Dimensions. And to make the strips a little thinner, I have actually, I think I like this over here, cut them in half a bit. I haven't thought of a, maybe there, because I haven't thought of a greeting sentiment. Yep, I think, I'm just looking at, see, as much as you can be prepared, there's also times you don't. Now, I was hoping to do, although it doesn't have a whale on this one, so that's probably not an ideal one to use. Thanks to you, that's a good one. Oh, thanks a ton. Oh, just decisions. Oh, my love for you is bigger than the ocean. Will fit nicely over there, won't it? I was hoping to put the jellyfish there, and I can't swap the turtle. The jellyfish. I can leave the jellyfish off, couldn't I? Fishy. I do like the jellyfish though. I really do. Let's see how he goes. Doesn't look too much. His tentacles are in that red a bit. It doesn't matter if they're covering the fish. It just gives it, look, they're fly swimming past him. Yeah, I do like that placement. Squish, 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 it's down. Now, the question is, I know what sentiment I'm going to do. I've already decided that. Just not what colour I'm going to put it on. Oh, small one. Being that there is a lot. Oh, that's not straight. I could put it straight on. It really could go dark then. I suppose I could do the... Then... That's alright. Pretty People is easy to get without knocking the camera. Great. I have a small piece of pull card here. I think that's the straight corner there. Pop it. Because then it separates it from the sea. Or I could do it in white. I think I will do Pretty Peacock. I don't need to use this one much either. Isn't it lucky it's mine? Stampin' Up piece. Just so it doesn't smudge. I think that actually will look nice. Why did I pick that up? That's the, of course. I put all the stamp pads on that. So I didn't expect to use it again. So, of course, what does this mean? This means getting out dies. Just trying to think. I might actually use, and I'm pretty sure this one. I better check now what on 8 frames that's what it's from. Of course, it's not. I have to go digging. Sorry, people. I'll be. Oh no, it's border, so frames is the thinly wider one. And it's ornate layers, not ornate frames. And I'm just thinking, how many times have I written that incorrect in my blogs? It is. It's the one from ornate layers. It's the ornate frames. No, it's not going to be stamps either. And I can just move that around. Do half then, and then. Yeah, because then I'm not. Yeah, that works best. Alright, big shot time. Clunk. That was me just moving a piece of card my daughter's left on my top of my big shots. Now this is a good opportunity, just looking at approximately where the middle of the camera is, to demonstrate this. Actually, I should go off that side, this side. Oh, I have to turn it to make it fit. And yes, the magnets are moving it around. Center it. And don't need it too long, so I reckon that. I think that's a pretty good placement of it. It's not squashed. I'm not sure what that is. I think it was a bit of vellum. Now I watched someone do a review of the new machines on YouTube last night. That was quite interesting. She did say she didn't think that if you had a reliable big shot, that it was really a necessity to purchase one of the new machines. However, if you want to, of course, there's never anything wrong with doing something. Spoiling yourself. I'm just trying to line up these perforations so it doesn't, yeah, you can sort of feel them pop in. And it doesn't really make, it means it doesn't sort of double it. Yeah, and I think that's possibly good placement. Oh well. I'm just thinking, oh, yeah. It is close to the edge, but it's not going to go past. I don't know why it makes such a big noise though going over. Maybe it's because I don't have it on the angle. And yes! That does look good. Slightly off center. Very slightly. And my most important consideration is that it hasn't doubled the perforations. Put that back on my magnet board. And that's why it's not in its packet. And I had to double check because I have some magnets, large A4 magnets stuck on my wall. So when I'm working with things constantly or reoccurring, like this one, a die that I use quite a lot, and that doesn't matter if it sits up just a touch either. Now I was planning to pop it, but it's going to get in the way of it. See, horse head with a hair. I don't think it matters if I... No, I don't think it does. if I had have looked at it earlier, I would have noticed. But hey, these things happen. And that's what makes them, I think, they're a little bit special, because they're handmade. And you can tell. And to be quite often, I often look at the prices of cards in places like Kmart and that. And notice that some of their decorations and things are off center when they're printed or cut. And I think, well, I assume they're machine cut. I could be a little wrong on that. I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong. And the only way I'd ever find out would be to have, yeah, different people will think this is unnecessary, but if it goes in the post, these things will sort of get squished flat and be uneven. You don't want your car. And these, for $6 a sheet, it's worth using an extra 5 when, as I think we've discovered, 700 odd of these in a pack. No, that's the dimensionals, not the minis. And that's pretty much the front of the card done once I've got this on. And the other reason I stuck the card front to the card first is quite often I'll just have it sitting quite like this on my paper and start decorating. And you may think, oh yeah, what's the problem? But when I've got all of these, it makes it hard to glue it and stick it on there without it moving around. So usually I'll just do a gentle push and then I'll flip it open. And I'll probably do that anyway. I won't put that on the wrong one. But today, oh, we can tickle the turtle's toes with it too. Actually, I reckon it won't matter. Oh no, I thought it was like, oh, it's just slightly under. So it sort of supports the seahorse's head, although there is a foam thingy under it, but there we go. One front done. Next front. This one. Silly me. Oh, while I'm grabbing that instead of that, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was actually doing. August host code. Now that's an S. I realised later it looks like a 5, being left-handed. Yeah, sometimes they do look like 5. So that's a 2SJEP3H3. Only for August, and then I'll get a new one. For if you're in Australia, or you can look on my Facebook page at Huff Creations Cards. And if you just go to the shop and it asks you for a distributor name, my name is Rhonda Huff. All bases covered. And I just chucked them out and I've got to do these anyway. Now, because I didn't put a whale on that, I definitely want to put a whale on this one. Do we do the darker or lighter? Darker was intended for this card. Oh, well done or thanks a ton. I like well done, so that's not too big. I think I'll put it on this side. So Mr. Whale can look like he's going up to the surface in this one. Now, do I bother with a turtle? Though I do like, no, because if I'm going to do well done, we won't bother. See, I thought it out better this time. Though, and I won't do, I was thinking jellyfish. But there's a lot of little fishies here. And I know whales eat jellyfish. I think I'll just put the tentacles over slightly. Yep. Couple of... Now I can't throw this because I haven't done it with the coral. There is a stamp I could have used. Guess who's thinking I might just stamp some? Is it worth it? It'd be so quick to cut out that too. I'm actually sort of putting them at the edges. Though generally they are sort of together, aren't they? And if I did... Before I put that down, I am done. I just a little one. The only one. And... where is the one I stamped just before? Look, it's right here. There's not much room on there. I'll just get another piece. Not like I don't have plenty. Like this. And gets out for the inside of the cards too. And that's pre-cut, spell white, kept in here for easy to locate actually. It goes there nicely actually. Pull off my little seahorse. Which colour? Shaded spruce, or I think I will go actually Pretty Peacock, because there's Pretty Peacock reeds on there. I don't have to get one out from up there. Oh, that's all right. Shaded spruce isn't in the way again either. So quick and easy. I'm just thinking. Yes. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I'll do another. I'll see how we go. Now, I do have craft knives, as I possibly have mentioned before. May have seen in the last video, I can't know. Don't know if I've used it much in my videos. I just use it all the time, so it is probably very likely. But this is an easy straight one, so I won't need it. And I'm leaving this little edge on it because that is what our craft dies do in general. And I hate cutting in that direction. Being left-handed, I can't see how close or far from the weed I am. And I have to on this one. And you can see the difference. Ah. Okay. Quick and easy. I hope that television isn't too loud. It just does seem to come loud. I think the program's changed. And there's no one watching it anyway. Husband's gone to bed and left it on. I know quite often I'll listen to it, but not right at this point in time. Just getting this. Now, I did mention earlier that I did watch a YouTube video about a lady, and she said you didn't really need, if you don't need one, it's not necessary to buy it unless you really want one. I'd love one, but I'd also love a Big Shot Plus because they take the A4 size, so I wouldn't have to cut a piece of cardstock in half just to use it, and then have potential wastage because I can't overlap things as easy, but you know, I'll get it one day. Don't need it right now. However, she did also say that she found it a bit smooth. Granted, she also admitted her Big Shot was 11 years old, is what she said. Yeah. And yeah, I think mine would be getting, it'd be getting up there. Potentially 10, but possibly 7 or 8. I can't remember which house we're living in at the time. If I could definitely answer that. Sticky stuff. Oh, look, I'll just cut. Actually, this is probably not a bad time to, and of course, I'll put the scissors there. Show you that we get excess. There's quite a large layer around these little dimensionals. They don't cost a fortune. Yes, I have said that already, but well, we've got it. And I suppose because before, I got in the habit of doing this before we had the strips. You can just cut it up, and in actual fact, I like it because you get short pieces. A bit shorter. You don't have to cut the length either as well. And just flick it around, get your weed happening. Right. Another one. And this side actually looks a bit wider than the other, a bit longer again. And I suppose that's why they leave a border, so it doesn't really matter. This edge, instead of straight more upside down, because it goes to a thin, can go that side. And that's something I was putting on the last piece. And there's the top cut. Now this is when I've got my cover, rather than leaving sticky fingerprints all over the sticky bit. Just keep thinking I'll colour the tops of these with a highlighter, as I've seen a older person do in the past, for the want of being polite. And guess what? That older person is now me, and I wear glasses for a lot more now. So it will make it, especially when you've got little bits like that, to see which side it is on, because yeah, it's not a lot of difference in the colour. I was looked at silly when I mentioned it to someone, but I think I'm gonna do it. Because sometimes if I'm not doing really, like I could have done all of that without my glasses, but now I've got these happening, I don't want to move that. Miss it. Okay, I'll move your tail. No, yeah, it's not on anything. So this will actually support the tail better too. Oh, just stuck to the tail. No, not so bad. And tuck it under. There you go. That doesn't look too bad. I was thinking of putting another one here. Let's see if I like this one stamped better. It's already got a sticky on it. Yeah, I can't really. Oh, I might be able to stick it under there, because I have seen them. Oh, the fish under it are gone. Or drop another one over here. No, I might just put the other one on. And this is a bit of sticky backing. What was it from? Ah, magnet. My magnets that I put up on the wall, which I've kept. I actually got this tip off of Melissa. Melissa's Crafting Treehouse is the easiest way to say it. That's her Stampin' Up business name, and I can't think, and I'm not sure that I actually even know her surname. I just didn't want them too close to the crab, because crabbies eat. Might eat seahorses, I should say. Probably do, let's be honest. There we go. Just a little bit of extra. I like curling the tail around and making them look as realistic as possible. I don't do many abstract cards, but the ones I have done I have enjoyed, so I must do more. Now, what colour am I going to do? I just love that colour. And where's Pool Party? It's not behind the camera, so that's good. Do I do white? Just white. I've got the white card out now. I reckon it looks a bit plain. I'm going to use Pool Party, and I'm going to heat emboss white. I've decided. Do it a little bit different. It doesn't have to be the same as the other one. Now I've got to stamp first. So I'll pop these out of the way. Where is... oh, right up the top. Now, for some reason, not sure why, Stampin' Up have discontinued the embossing buddy. Just make sure that's not got glue on it. What that is. Yeah, it was probably. No, it could have even been dropped from the eraser. This is a glue eraser. Stampin' Up don't sell them. They've stopped selling the embossing buddies. But they are brilliant for embossing. Because I have so many times forgotten to use them. I'll get that out and not have that on top of it, so I'll forget to use it. Of course. And then I'll stamp and I'll go, oh bother. It's only a small one, but I'll use, here we go, another one. Fishies is a little one, so they can go on another stamp block. Okay. Yes, anyway, yeah, so this, oh, good point. Yeah, it'll fit there nicely. Just picks up any oils that your fingers have left on it, because I obviously would have handled this before when I die cut. And this is just a USB, or some people call it flash drive container, which happens to fit beautifully, so I keep it in there. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Can't be a bad thing. Plenty of, yep, and I'm possibly causing my own grief putting it in such a little spot, aren't I? I'm swapping that. It won't matter that I've left that on there. I just looked up and saw a die I wouldn't mind using, and it could be. Now look, now I'll get it down and I'll find that it would have been perfect. Now, it could have fit. I'd rather not push my luck. Now, holding, I mean, you can't see that, but probably. Yep. You just sort of turn it in a different light and you make sure it's got a nice coverage. And embossing buddy. And they sit nicely like that up in my storage. Now, I haven't heard yet that you don't use these embossing stuff on your chamois. That's it. Stamping chamois. So, I use it. Where did that Stampin' Off paper go? There. It's only a little bit. I'll put it on the clean side. Well, almost clean side. Now this is just white embossing powder. And this little spoon is very cute. Be nice when it grows up. It's actually a stirring spoon from our trip to Bali. I just thought that was so cute, and Ruby wanted to bring home. And then when I got home, I thought, I know what that'll be perfect for. Guess what? It is. I know a lot of demonstrators. See how there's no fingerprints? But there is a little bit of something on it. Just put it in a largish sort of container and use a piece of card and sprinkle it on. Just looks like they have, I don't know, this is just a bit of fur or hair. No, I'm not going to go any close further to that. And is this plugged in? No, it's not. No, this is not the Stampin' Up heat gun. It is, I'm sure it was just a craft one. It says a heat tool, the Okay. Yeah, it says the Stamper's Heat Tool. There you go. Just making sure I'm not on there. There are so many on the market. I had this before I joined Stampin' Up. And I'm so tempted just to spend $50 on the Stampin' Up one because it has different... Now what I was saying is because it has 2 different temperatures. I'll finish that after. There we go. You can see it starting to change. And I'll do it very well. Yes, now as I was trying to say, it has, the Stampin' Up one has 2 different temperatures, which is better for vellum to pull it further away. Now that, oh, it does have a little bit of white. Ah, crumbs. Barely anything. And I'll put the light back anyway. So where with that one I just hold it further away from the vellum. But as I pulled that one further away, it doesn't melt as quick either. Not that that doesn't really matter. A vellum has something in it, I think, that can melt as well. Warp, a bit like this has, but not, this is barely anything. Yeah, that's what I was worried. It was going to move. Well, maybe we'll just put it on, move the paper, because I was looking for a bit of tape. I'm hoping that it looks scented. But then think, oh, is that a waste of money? And then recently my husband has used that one quite a bit actually, for his, because he's an electrical technician, and he's used it for what's it called, heat shrink around cable and power cords, as he's been fixing some stuff at home. He's made his own little speakers and things, and I think that's what, oh, a little radio I should say, he used it on, or there might have been something else that he used it on. I'm trying to think what else it was he was fixing. He's been doing a bit of that surprisingly recently. And it's like, oh, do I just give it to you and I just spend the money? That way you've got one and I've got one. But then I know at the same time, if I was to do that, he'd be like, oh, can I borrow your heat tool because mine's out in the garage, or mine's out in my car, or, which is Ute, that has all his work stuff in. And he'd be using mine anyway, where that one's here and he knows where it is and he just grabs it as he needs it. So there's catch-22, because I don't want to throw, we're not that well off that I can just throw money around. Barely, it's only the moment we're having a bit of an ease of things. It looks a bit, I've just put them on. I'll give it a go. If not, I can make another one and I'll stamp it on first. What colour? I'm thinking of bubbles. I don't know if the blue could quite, you know what, I'm just going to get the pool party out because it's on pool party. And where did the stamp set go? There. There's bubbles on the stamp set. And I think it was on my last card I made actually. Put the bubbles on the tag where it looked a bit empty, where that one doesn't. Turn it over. Just to go around the variety. It actually doesn't matter if they're not perfect. Oh, is it? It does have it on that dot. Okay. And stamp half of it. Don't have to stamp it all. Well, it was stamped off and that didn't work. And it doesn't really matter that it's not working that it's not working. Flat, actually. As you can see, I'm only in some places just half stamping the stamp. That's picked it up a little bit. Doesn't look quite so empty. Lucky I didn't take these off yet. Now, there's another thing I've also remembered, but I might put them on at the end simply because these are already attached to the card. And I want to do the inside first. 1, 2. Oh, well, actually, I can because the inside's just on a piece of cardstock anyway. And again, a little bit of overlap, but it never hurts. Hey, that looks alright. Still the same colour, it's popped, but it's white. I could have brought it down further. I could put it anywhere. I love these little crappies. It's a shame that they're not actually in the stamp set. Though they would be definitely hard to cut out. You'd need a die, I think. Well, or you just do a circle random. So, they were pretty easy. Nice, and that's, yeah. I will do these because then it gives the, what we call Tombow, a chance to dry. Oh, and look, there's some shells, of course. Okay, I ran out of room on my SD card. And I know there's not a great deal on the camera. I need to put a new SD card in every time I put a... I think I need to cut some of this off. There we go. Right, try and be quick. Do some shelly shells. And if I don't use them all, it doesn't matter. Actually, it's just there. Right. Because these are shaped and slightly bulbous is why I've used glue dots on these ones. The sequins are flat, so I can probably get away with just sticking that little bit of glue dot in. Oh look, nicely under the octopus. maybe. Yep, it's staying there. With the other shell. That looks fine. One left for later. A bit of glue, as I was saying. A bit of sparkle. This is the whale of the time. Oh God, I can't make my mind up. Assorted sequins, I assume. Well, just it's sequins. There we go. Them being too symmetrical. So any colours will do for this one, really. I love the blue. Come on, pick up. What happened, dude? You didn't go where I wanted you to go. I think this one. Here. White stuff to tweezers, I think. Oh, it's uneven on the bottom. Yeah, little blue. Gold. There's a gold one, there's a gold one. Hey, get off. Tweezers must have some sticky on them. Okay. And a bit of gold. Right. Okay, they must. Haha. Okay. They can dry. Oh, they're all different colours. Rightio. Dry. Great thing about that glue too, it does dry quite well. Now, insides. Gosh, this bit with the camera. Oh well, I'll hear it go beeping on that's turned off, and then I'll download some. What are we going to do? The whale one. It's got me now. Oh, there they are. I'll not do the fishy blue in this one. In one, and I'll use those two in another. Yes, that's good. Right. Yes. Now the reason I changed that then, as I said earlier, darker first. Lighter first, darker last. Now this is the fish, so lighter. Mixing it up. Actually, I will do it the way I first thought. Now there is a sort of a line in the stamp where you can put fish on two different spots. And just as I'm stamping off, you can see the tails. And oh, there's nothing there. Just some fishies at the top. They do actually have eyes that you can see. Oh, why did that work well and it doesn't work well on mine? And then it didn't work well on me. Well, there you go. Alright, now simple as that. I don't think I need to put a sentiment in the bottom, in the middle, because there's one on the front. Okay, so I'll just glue these in too. If battery runs out, that's all I'm doing. Where's the other card gone? It's there. Oh, it's going to be that way. There you go. I wasn't concentrating. I have to do some more. I angled that the wrong way. That's what you get for being trying to beat the camera. Get them in front of me. Do the dark green first because it's already on the stand. No. That's how it went. Dark green first. I have to wax that obviously. Almost. And that does have a little, of course, because I smudged, I didn't press. Might have a little remainder of the dark, but that doesn't hurt. It just adds to the texture. Oh, that's fine. Oh, fishy fishies. On my hand, and where from? Okay. Just can't even see where it's on. Oh, my thumb. Okay. That's the brilliance of Stampin' Up. Nothing on this end. Cardstock. And that's the wrong colour. Doesn't matter, I might have some couple of colours. It's thick enough to just turn over and reuse. as I was trying to say, I was just trying to not concentrate and not make a mistake again. Actually, I like that with the two different coloured fish. I'm just thinking maybe I should put some at the top too. I might, since I just happen to be using it right this point in time. They sort of intermingle. That actually looks quite nice. There we go. Now it's stick into the card time. Lay it down, because then it keeps the glue to the top. Closer anyway. Actually, I need to try out their new tape. I used to use the tape all the time, but I just got sick of things coming off. And now I've gotten into the habit of this, and I've purchased it. I'm just going to use it. And that's what my tissue's for. Okay. And I might consider putting, because I do have it on this angle, a sentiment in the middle. Just not sure. I don't think it really needs it. There we go. I don't think that actually had any there. And too well done. Ollie, turn the camera around. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed what I have to show, and I'll pop this up on YouTube, and please subscribe, like and share to your friends or anybody else you might like to be you think might be interested, work colleagues, anyone. And that'll be all. Don't forget 2SJEP 3H3 is August's host code. My name is Rhonda Huff from Huff Creation Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.